What's going on, man? Have you ever felt like the version of yourself that you're holding on to is no longer serving where you want to go in life? This is a topic that a lot of men deal with, especially myself personally, but I also talk and work with men as a therapist and life coach going through these same things in their journey. Guys, masculinity is something huge. You can look at the media and how they portray masculinity, and we're not really seeing a healthy concept of it these days, especially a man who is heterosexual, grounded in himself, and know how he shows up and he's providing that leadership, wisdom, and protection for his family. That's rare nowadays in the media. So when we're showing up as that man in our lives and to the people in our life and to our family and our circle and our environment, if they're not familiar with what a healthy masculine identity looks like, they may be unfamiliar with how you're showing up. It may even actually trigger them because the healthy man that you're showing up as is very unfamiliar to what men look like in their lives. So check this out. Masculinity and our concept of masculinity is almost like the software in our cell phones, our mobile devices. And a lot of men are holding on to old software. They're holding on to old concepts and old programs and when it comes to masculinity. And this is what I mean by that. I have my notes out. Just want to make sure we stay on target. Outdated masculine software can look like forcing things to happen instead of flowing through the control and presence, not the control, but more so of the presence and the nature of what we're running for. Working harder, feeling the need to screw that, putting more force on on that screw and drill it in as we're actually stripping the screw away from its materials to apply it. That man who feels like he has it all on his back and he doesn't need any help, even though he's doing his best to grow through his darkness, he's finding and feeling that he can do it on his own. He may feel guilt, shame, or embarrassment asking for support. You stay quiet and you push through on your own. All of those things, or even maybe even just working hard and feeling like you have to suffer. That's another one that's huge too. Men feeling the need to suffer through their existence. We get to grow out of that, guys. Come on, my brothers. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You guys, check this out. If we're stuck in an older version of masculine software, we're going to feel anxious. We're going to feel depressed. We may isolate ourselves from the people that we love in our lives. We may see this impacting our relationships with our partner, with our children, our supervisors and bosses at work, how we see ourselves in our careers or how we make money and getting to that next level when it comes to earning more. All of these things go back to the foundation we place on our masculine identity. Now, I'm here to tell you if there's things in your life that no longer serve you, you get to throw that shit out. We're at a time in life where we get to customize life to the level of the frequency that we choose to live by. And this is what I mean by that. We get to upgrade our masculine presence. We get to upgrade our masculine software and identity. Because when we upgrade our masculine software identity, it's going to show throughout our presence and vibration in the world. Now, a man that has a healthier version of a masculine software or identity, he's going to look like this. He's going to be more grounded during conflict. You're not going to hear his voice tremble or shake, or he's going to want to fuss and cuss to argue. He's going to understand who he is, even in the eyes of conflict, and be able to navigate that conflict at a healthier level without allowing his emotions to trigger him into becoming that childlike presence. All right, man? All right. Secondly, we get to feel the emotion without the emotion ruling us. This is huge because a lot of men will hold on to an emotion from the past, whether they feel like they're worthless, their self esteem, or maybe they did something in the past that has left them feeling shameful, feeling guilty, or even embarrassed. If you're holding yourself to that emotion from the past, how do you think you're going to be able to show up to that future identity that you see for yourself? We get to let go of what we're holding on to. But a lot of, especially for me, like when it comes to letting go, I needed support. I was ashamed to ask for support, but it was something that I needed. And it got to a point in my life where my partner said, Greg, maybe you're better off help or reaching out for support instead of giving support in this situation before because I needed to work on myself on that level also. I would take everything to blame as if it was my fault. And what I meant by that is if I did something wrong, I would reinforce it with me not being good enough. And I've come to understand those feelings of me feeling like I'm not good enough circle back to my childhood. And when I had to obey my parents and getting reinforced through not just through love and nurturing, but through having good grades and making that amazing play in the football game. That's where I found reinforcement. So if I wasn't showing up and doing good things, I would allow those negative emotions to rule my head. I had to overcome those thoughts. I had to understand who I am and my full power and my strength and my healthy identity as the masculine man. Now, that version of myself moving forward allows me the confidence and the security to protect myself, to protect my family, and anything that may come our way. Now, that healthier version of yourself and your masculine identity, you'll be able to protect the ones you love without dominating or controlling the ones you love. That is huge. Now, if you're still with me, I want you guys to pay attention to this because when we're protecting people, not dominating them, we're not telling them how they need to show up. We're allowing them to play, to enjoy and experience life, knowing no matter how far they may extend out of my capacity, they are still protected within my capacity. That's huge, man. You don't have to control the people in your lives to get them to do what you want because that feeling of control that you have on them is simply a mirror of the reflection of control that you have on your internal self. Okay. And lastly, that man in his healthy masculine software and his healthy masculine identity, he's going to be able to speak his truth without shutting down. That's powerful once again, man, because this is something right here that I'm constantly sharpening as a tool that I get to work on, speaking and sharing my truth to you guys, my brothers, but also to my partner who I love, because she's testing me and building me, allowing me to grow in different ways than we are here in our community. You feel me? But grounding myself almost like Nipsey Hussle, 10 toes down, standing straight up. And I'm able to maybe even put my hands together to bring more groundedness and clarity. And I'm able to breathe before I talk, breathe before I communicate, releasing that discomfort through my breath as opposed through my words. Okay, guys, this is powerful. Now, this man, you, as you're growing towards your healthier masculine identity, we're going to notice that our relationships are going to feel much better. They're going to flow instead of feeling forced. We're going to be able to protect the people we love as opposed to controlling the people we love. We're going to have healthier decisions in our personal selves. And I'm not just talking about the nutrition that we put inside our body. I'm talking about healthier decisions when it comes to who we are and how we see ourselves as men of God, how we show up in the world as men of God, and how we share that love as men of God with our families and friends and the people that we care about and support. And that man also, lastly, guys, this is a huge one. He's carrying that peace within. He's not having to fake the funk. He's not faking it until he makes it. He understands who he is and he's acting as if until he becomes and encompasses that full version of himself. So he's literally leaning forward into the vision of the man that he sees himself becoming instead of holding his mind to the past and the man and how he used to show up. This is a new day. Thank you, God, for this new day. And within this new day, we get to show up differently. Within this new day, we get to act as if we are Him until we become Him. We get to act as if we're that loving husband until we become that loving husband. It's all about how we're showing up in our present, and how we're showing up in our present is a mere resemblance of what we're going to do in our future. I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this community. Much more of this coming in store. If you have any questions or if this touched you in a deeper way, share those thoughts and feelings in the comments because this is how we grow. This is how we build. This is how we heal. This is how we overcome.